This is Carl with your three things I'm watching for Friday, April the 25th. Starting out, exports from yesterday were pretty interesting. Corn and soybeans came in pretty decent. Corn topped that 1 million metric ton mark again with no flash sales. So we are seeing underlying corn business come in, or at least we have been. We'll see if it continues. I'm guessing with the delays to the South American harvest, we might get another few weeks of good corn sales before we start to see any pressure. But really, when you're talking safrinha pressure, that won't come out till, we got a good another month or two before we get that. That's June or July before we see safrinha pressure. So we're sitting pretty decent on corn sales for now anyway. My concern on the export sales was in pork. Heavy pork cancellations, net sales down 72% from the previous week. We only sold 5,800 metric tons to the good. China washed out a lot of pork, and I expect to see, maybe not more washouts, but future business with China on the pork is getting pretty interesting. Yesterday, in our YouTube video we did with Eduardo Vannon from AgriInvest in Brazil, I asked him about the South American pork expansion and expanded pork trade out of Brazil with China. And Eduardo said that yes, they are building not only pork but more beef. So we got that to look forward to. Second thing I'm watching today, the port delays in China. And this is really a little bit surprising. Um, it's taking anywhere from 20 to 25 days for a vessel to clear customs coming into China. Last year, that was only about 10 to 15 days. China processors claim that they're, low on soybean inventory and they have all these soybeans coming. It usually China does this to maintain prices and support their market. And due to the fact Chinese crushers are seeing negative margins right now, would lead credit to that's why it's being done. Also, China has a tremendous amount of soybeans coming up to their doorstep from Brazil, so they're going to need a little bit of time to get those unloaded. So it doesn't look like China is going to be a big soybean buyer at any time. Third thing I'm going to watch today, especially University of Michigan at 10 o'clock Eastern this morning, will put out their consumer sentiment outlook. Um, the stock market has held together the last few days, but we have to remember the stock market does not reflect consumer demand and consumer sentiment. And this is going to be a different factor. And this will tell us a little bit more today about how consumers are, their view of the current trade situation between the US and the rest of the world, and their opinion on what tariffs may mean for future prices. So, interesting data will be released later this morning. Those are the things I'm watching today.